Okay guys, welcome. I've got two very special guests with me today. The boys from Footy A2Z. Zach, Andreas, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
This is the first time you've actually appeared on camera since the channel started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It is,
It's
yeah.
Oh, so this is like the expose.
It's our on-screen debut.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, welcome. Well, for those of you who don't know, what do you tell the boys? What do you tell the audience who you are and the channel that you have?
Yeah. Do you want to go?
Yeah, we're just two brothers, local Melburnians, who just kind of had the idea to start a YouTube channel that just kind of cartoonized AFL and kind of covered two main areas, which was breaking down kind of key facets of the game. So like hopefully if someone could watch a video and then the next time they saw a game, they would notice what we had explained and kind of have a deeper understanding of what they was watching on screen. Mm-hmm. And then the other part was kind of taking a look into points of interest or like notable figures and stuff in the game. And just for the more established fans who just wanted to know more about the game they already loved.
Yeah, I must say, I spoke to you guys off camera. The first video I saw, and for those of you watching at home, you'll see some clips of the channel now. The first video I saw was your Spare Man in Defense video.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things where, you know, when you see something online, you're like, oh, that's great. We needed that. Didn't know we needed it until I saw it.
Yeah.
It was like that. So full credit to you guys for the idea and the execution, because you draw all the figures, right, for the videos?
Yeah.
And do all the animations manually and...
Yeah, Zach does most of the drawing, I do most of the animating.
Yeah.
And we don't have any background in that as well either, so it's definitely been like a learn as you go kind of process, which has been fun.
By no means an artistic. I'm good at tracing on Illustrator.
No, but that's good because you're challenging, in a sense, challenging the norm. A lot of people here, especially in Australia, there's that notion of, oh, I've got to do a course to get a certificate, which will enable me to do this. Whereas, and I was the same. I don't really have any media background, no education. It's just sort of all self-taught. So to see that you guys having a crack, I think it's good. So if you haven't checked out the channel yet, please do. There'll be a card here. There'll be a link in the description below, and I'm sure you'll get a lot out of it. And as I said to you, when you travel overseas and you try and explain people what AFL is, these videos are perfect for that.
Yeah.
So well done to you guys.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Unfortunately, you are Richmond supporters. So that was the other purpose of this video, because we have a pretty important game coming up, round one.
We do.
As it stands right now, the game's going ahead, so we will live accordingly. How, like, as a Richmond supporter, I don't know, you guys have lived an interesting life. At the start, it was kind of like, you know, a bit of a piss take of the league. You win 2 flags and all of a sudden you're 2-time premiership fans. What's it like going into round one for you guys? Like, it's changed so quickly.
Yeah, it's very different to what it used to be like. I'd say before we were always optimistic going into round one.
Yeah.
Now we're quite confident.
This year's the year. Probably very similar to how you'd be feeling now.
Yeah, like that stupid confidence that has no basis.
No, none whatsoever. But you just think maybe, you know, if we can string a few wins together here and there, then maybe we can scrape into the finals kind of thing. But yeah, it's been nice to have the other way around. I remember going home from games as a kid, crying and bawling my eyes out after we'd been, you know, belted by Geelong by 100 points or something like that.
Yeah, and the worst thing in the world was just knowing that you were the Richmond supporter, that on Monday at school, everyone was just going to lay into you every week because you lost again. And then we've spoken before, we kind of had this weird transition period where we just felt strange going to games expecting to win. After 27, I think all of 2018 was weird. Just being like,
definitely.
We should win this game. We're supposed to be confident right now because we're just big stress heads who never really feel that confident.
I think after walking out of that qualifying final win against Geelong, the first final we won after having lost all those elimination finals, I was just like, no matter what happens for the rest of the finals campaign, I'm just happy we've won one final. I could like rest easy, and then it turned out we won the grand final.
Now you're
so
on
that was just an added bonus.
On the verge of a dynasty. I mean, it would seem. I mean, obviously nothing's guaranteed, but
this whole season could be cancelled, and it's similar to Liverpool. Right as Richmond's at their peak, they're going to get cut down by the coronavirus.
It'll be a real Richmond type situation. Well, the old Richmond type doomsday scenario. It's just the unluck. From the outside, obviously, we cover a lot of Carlton content here, so we are stuck in our own bubble. Outside looking in, what do you see of Carlton, like, and just be brutal if it's brutal?
I think we're both pretty positive in terms of our outlook at Carlton.
I think we're a little bit sympathetic now.
Yeah.
We used to just hate Carlton because we were in the same boat. So
Yep.
round one was like, this is
Yeah.
our chance. We're versing someone who's, you know, kind of as bad as us. But now it's like, we were big Melburnian club, like we're very Melbourne biased.
Yep.
Kind of unashamedly. And we would like to see them do it. I think this is the most nervous we've been saying that we've been
For round one,
the last couple of years.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Well, you
sure.
think
Yeah.
there's a possibility we could come a little closer to winning?
for sure.
Yeah.
I think you always push us. We never start round one very well.
Yep.
And the last few years that we haven't won comfortably.
Yeah.
I think we won last year off a quarter of good footy. And
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're up 37 points real early.
Yeah, and then just proceeded to put the cue in the rack for
Yeah.
the rest of the game.
Yeah.
We've talked about Carlton a bit. We've got some season preview videos we're going to be releasing next week, and a video about Carlton that will hopefully go up
Hopefully.
before the season
We're going to
starts.
be
But if
a little
not,
waste of time.
just after the season starts.
Okay.
So we'll go into a bit more detail about what we think there. But yeah, we're definitely.
Be very careful.
While we don't, I think we're not saying Carlton will make the finals. I think we're probably going to miss out there. I think we're definitely optimistic that they'll play some better football this year.
Yeah, and we think they won't finish bottom four as well.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to be better than some of the other teams.
Yeah, yeah.
out there.
I think for us, like the general notion for me, anyway, is we've always been a club 5-6 years ago where we were playing okay at times, but you look at the list and there's no future
Yeah,
stars. Whereas now they're just sort of littered with kids,
yeah,
who are either going to make it or they're not. But they're still at that point where you don't know.
mm-hmm.
You guys, I feel like you guys, the timing was perfect with free agency. You came good at the right time. You now have this platform where you attract the guys like Tom Lynch. Your free agents want to come and play for you, and it would seem like as long as your off-field is taking care of itself, you're
Yeah.
going to be good for a long time.
yeah.
Do you feel that as well? Do you feel like you're really set up for a long period of success?
Yeah,
hope
we're
so.
reluctant to like use the dynasty tag yet.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we're still jaded Richmond supporters.
Yeah.
There's still that thing, like right in the back of your mind, you're like, it can just all come crashing down.
Right.
at any moment.
Okay.
Our dad especially as well, like we could be 10 goals up, and he's the one that, you know, has built our passion for Richmond, but we could be 10 goals up and the other team kicks a goal and plays good for a minute, and he'll be like, we're going to lose this game.
Okay. So it's still there.
It's
We've
still there.
inherited
yeah.
a bit of that as well.
It hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah. The Ninthman days.
It's buried.
is still
It's
there.
buried further down than it was before, but it's still
Ninth
there.
names still sting.
Yeah.
Won't come across them.
That being said, like going into this season, I think our list's only gotten better
Yep.
than it was before. We've lost one player,
Yeah.
Brandon Ellis, and Dan Butler, who was on the fringes anyways.
Yep.
And we've essentially added Marlon Pickett, who should hopefully play every game this year.
Jack Graham will come back in.
Jack Graham will come back in.
Yeah.
And then there's players, you know, like Noah Bolter and Riley Collier-Dawkins, who are on the outside.
Yeah.
Jack Ross, who are only going to get better with more experience and exposure.
Yeah, even
as well.
Camden McIntosh played just about every game of the year
And didn't make the grand final team. Yeah.
just fell out of favour at the end. Yeah.
So this season, I think it's going to be hard to see us drop off. I think, yeah, things are pretty set. In terms of whether we can turn that into something like, you know, what Sydney or Geelong or Hawthorn have been able to do, where they just stay up the top for the best part of a decade. We'll have to see how that goes, I think, over the course of the next few years.
Yeah. I feel like practically you play. How many games have you got at the MCG?
Oh, I don't even know.
Whatever
at
it is.
least 10.
Yeah, I feel like, let's say it's 10 or
it-
11.
We play one home game in Idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well,
Marvel,
But-
to the outrage of every Richmond supporter.
Yeah, well, I find the same way we look at West Coast with Optus Stadium. You guys at the MCG, it's
Yeah.
just you're going to win a lot more of those games than what you wouldn't. Who's your bogey team? Who's the team that just?
North Melbourne.
Oh,
You
really?
reckon?
North Melbourne. We struggled with the Bulldogs
And the
over the last
Bulldogs.
few
They're
years
the
as well.
two that spring to mind.
The Bulldogs beat us last year.
So did the Roos. I
Aaron
think.
Norton kicked like 5 goals.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think the Roos got us like in the midst of just that horrible injury run. And
Yeah.
Ben Brown just ran rampant. Grimes might have even been out
Yeah.
or something.
I guess you'd also say Collingwood have beaten us 2 of the last 3 times we played them.
Right.
As well. We went 1-1 last year and lost in that prelim,
Yep.
of course, as well. So
Yeah, they're probably the team that like I'm most, I don't know, afraid, if anything, when you come
Yeah.
against Collingwood, just a little bit nervous.
It's one of those games where it could go either way because you obviously you play off your crowd as well.
Yeah.
And they do as well.
Yeah,
We
for sure.
also do as well. We're not at that level yet, but speaking of, who's your most hated team?
It's kind of a funny one.
it's a very funny one. Both our girlfriends are Collingwood fans.
Okay.
So we kind of can't say Collingwood
No.
anymore. Otherwise, we'll hear. It also means that it's doubly bad if we lose to Collingwood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we're going to hear about it.
We
We
still got each
still,
other
I would
for
say
weeks.
we still hate losing to Collingwood the most.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't really hate anyone in particular. I think it's like, I definitely went through that phase. Like, as a kid, there was that, mentality. Everyone hates Collingwood. You have to hate Collingwood.
Yeah.
And I definitely did because of that. I just think, I don't know, over the course of the last few years, I just don't really see the point in blindly hating a team.
Disagree.
I
Hate Essendon with all of my heart
Yeah.
and soul. Like,
Have you always hated Essendon though, or has that been a more recent
Uh,
thing because of everything that's happened?
It's
surrounding
as
the
I
club?
grew up a little bit, because I used to cop a lot of shit for salary cap.
Yeah.
And certain friends of mine who were Essendon supporters
Yeah.
just kept going.
Yeah.
And I think it used to be Collingwood, but once they won the premiership, you have to respect them.
Yeah.
I've never really hated Richmond,
Yeah.
but even once you won the premiership, you can't make fun of you guys anymore.
Yeah.
But because Essendon hasn't really done anything, there's a reason to pick on them now.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. But I don't remember.
It changes over time.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will, and games will happen. There might be a fight during a game that happens. There might be an issue that comes up during a game that might, fuel the rivalry. Like I still love playing against you guys, and I remember when you couldn't beat us in
Yeah.
round 1. I still remember all
sure.
of that, and it's completely
So do we.
flipped around. Yeah,
We're at those games.
yeah, but yeah,
Brock
I,
McLean's goal that just bounced over
Oh,
everyone.
well, that wasn't round.
50.
That wasn't round 1. I don't think.
No.
That
Oh,
was,
was
that
that
was
the
like,
second
yeah,
game?
that was later in the year.
yeah, he
I
kicked
saw
that.
game.
He kicked that. So let's say the goals are there. He literally kicked
Yeah,
that from right here.
we're
where
sitting
I
in
was
front of a
sitting.
football ground for everyone who
Yeah,
can't
for
see
everyone who
that.
can't see. I remember that.
Yeah.
But for me,
It
that-
bounced over Jaden Post. That's the
Yep.
player it bounced over the top of as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Carlton and Richmond conversation without talking about 2013, and it's the only thing that I really have to bring to the table here.
Yeah, we were there.
We were there.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you buy your tickets to Sydney at halftime as well?
No. No, we didn't.
well, we would have been, 13 and 17 or something. And
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was 17.
just
Yeah.
very shattered young kids.
Yeah.
We had brilliant seats to that game as well. We were sitting on level 2,
Mm.
looking out over the G. It was a beautiful day.
Yep.
It was nice and
It
sunny.
absolutely was. Cochin kicks a goal at halftime
Yeah.
to put you up 30. I was sitting next to the Richmond cheer squad,
Right.
like the bay to the very right of them, and none of us expected that to happen. But it's always good to recount it because that's as good as a success as we've had for the last decade or so.
I would definitely happily admit that I hated Carlton after that.
Yeah, yeah,
the,
fair point.
the course of the next few years, I think beating you guys, whenever we beat you guys after that, it felt a little bit sweeter
Yep.
because of that loss.
For sure.
Chris Judd just found something that day though. He found something incredible.
He had that knack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very special 7.5 years for us as supporters when he was around.
And it's a shame you couldn't capitalise on it more,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, people forget. I mean, we were a kick out of a prelim in 2011. Lost by 3 to West Coast. No Cruiser, no Gibbs.
Yeah.
And then because I hear a lot of, you haven't been good for 20 years, even from our own supporters. It's like,
Yeah.
well, we were okay for
Not
3 or 4.
strictly speaking,
you know.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat the Bombers in a final. Was that an
Did,
elimination final?
2011. So we've beaten the Bombers in a final. We've beaten you guys in a final.
Yeah.
Would love to see us beat Collingwood in the final.
That would be incredible.
Yeah. Let's look at round 1. Predictions. What's your feeling of what's going to happen? Is it going to be the usual play a quarter and get the job done, or are the boys ready? Have they learnt from the premiership hangover?
I don't think there'll be any hangover from Richmond.
Yeah.
I can't see us losing the game.
Yeah.
I don't think. To be fair, if Patrick Cripps, who's a player we have struggled to deal with,
Yep.
if you look at, we were actually having a big discussion about this
Yeah.
last year. The Richmond midfield really struggles with other teams' A-grade midfielders.
Right.
And-
High possession getters.
yeah,
They-
well,
Because you don't tag, right?
No, well,
Yeah.
if we do, we don't tag very hard, and
Yeah.
we also don't really care either.
Yep.
Like, the way we play is to set up well behind the stoppages, and then even if we lose the stoppage, then we don't really care all that much about it.
Yep.
But if that being said, if someone like Cripps gets off the leash, you know, like Jack McRae's done it against us before.
Adam Treloar.
Treloar's done it against before. He's still side bottom as well.
Yeah.
Then I think we're in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's going to win and by how much?
I'd say Tigers by 18. I think it'll be a close one. And
I'd be
might,
happy with that.
I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
And we might be up by a goal or two, and we'll just kick a sealer just to put it away at the end.
Yeah. I'm going to say Tigers by 35.
Yeah. I'm hoping that if there is no crowd, that would play into our hands, because you
That's
guys,
an interesting point, actually. Yeah, who that would suit more.
Because it's a Richmond night. It's, you know, the flag's coming down. You're unveiling it. 90,000 or so people. You take, and the majority will be Richmond supporters because it's your home game. So if there is no crowd, I would hope that would play into our hands. Will be weird to watch, but yeah, I'm sort of thinking. I think I'm hoping for the same. I'm hoping for, if we do lose, which I'm pretty sure we will, it's not going to be a season-defining loss, you know, 40, 50 points. It just can't be, because we've just built up, you know, the message from our club to our members is it's such a hype. You know, record membership. We're hurting with our forward line. Obviously, Charlie and Harry are not there, and we're not going to be at our best unless they're playing. So scoring is going to be an issue, especially against a defence like yours, which is as good as it gets really in the league. So that's where I think we'll struggle. And you know, our pre-season's been littered with turnovers, so we're hoping that that's going to fix itself come round one. But I think the same.
We haven't won a game in the pre-season, so
well, it goes to show.
Pre-season form. Neither team, I think, won a game in the pre-season.
No, we haven't. We've had a solid pre-season, and some of these boys are looking better, but you just don't know. You don't know until the season comes around. So yeah, well, look, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you haven't checked out the channel, Footy A2Z, A2Z.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
We say A to Z.
Okay.
A
A to Z. Easy done.
Which is weird, because I think that's more of an American way of saying it, but it rolls off the tongue.
It works.
We like it.
It works. It works.
You can put emphasis. A to Z.
Well, good luck on the journey, and we'll chat throughout the year again. I'm
for sure.
Yeah.
No worries. Thanks
Cheers,
for having
boys.
us on.
Awesome.